As I just replaced my desk. That's the old one. Just a regular old computer desk. Got it outside, out of the house. FedEx delivered this thing today. It's really a gorgeous desk. This is the brand new model of the on stage V-shaped desk, and I think it's really great. It looks great in my studio. You guys had a chance to see me put the rack together. Now, if you're working strictly inside of Pro Tools, you really don't need a lot of rack stuff. However, when you start recording outboard gear, synthesizers, and stuff like that, then you definitely need a rack to boost up the sound. You need preamps and you need compression. You need different things to go through. I got a hot board coming on the way from American Music Supply. Right now, this is the desk, and I literally had to put this thing together. So I'm gonna give you some tips on how to put it together. Now, when you get this thing, it's gonna come in a box. You're gonna see a video. There's another video of the box when I opened it. But you got a couple of cross members here. So you want to put these cross members in, but don't tighten them up. Don't tighten them up at all. Just put them in just to hold the stands up. And then you have another cross member there. When you put it together, just put it in, but do not tighten it up. And then after you put the cross members together, what I did was I turned around and I stuck the top shelf on there. And now when I put the top shelf on there, I was able to get 3 screws in, but because I had the cross members already connected, I had to disconnect the cross members, and then I was able to get the 4th screw in. Now, this is the big desk. Once I got this desk on, it wasn't no problem to get the big desk on. No problem. Got that on. No problem. The hard work came putting together the keyboard tray. That was a little bit difficult. I had to crawl up under this thing as if I was working on a transmission on an automobile, and I kind of picked it up with 2 hands because I assembled it before I put it up, and then I put the screws in, and I got everything nice and tight on the keyboard tray. So that's the studio desk, and I think it looks nice. Actually, because I'm running a 32-inch monitor. It's actually no room on the desk for any monitor speakers or anything else like that. So, but later on I'll probably put that on the wall because I do have some mix cubes that I'm going to order. And for reference speakers right now, because I'm pumping these big events, got a couple of Lindens computer speakers that I'll patch in through the computer system and check my mix so I can tell if I have enough bass. Because these have a lot of mid-range to them, so you can really kind of dial in your bass with these right here. And I'm using my old events. These are the biggest size monitors that they make. Now, the problem with these is that they handle bass very well. And it always sounds like you have enough bass when you're using speakers this size. This is the biggest that they make. So I'm going to be getting some smaller speakers, something that let me know that I don't have enough bass and I can't hear it the way it should be. But now that I'm using the reference monitors, these kick out just fine. Got a couple of tips that I learned. Got Pro Tools open up. So this is my desk, and just got that in. And here's the rack. Got my old puppy down there. That's my old Tascam mastering CD deal there. It works, so I'll be able to master tracks. Got a board coming. I'm not sure which board I'm going to get yet, but I got some preamps ordered. I have quite a few things coming that's going to fill this up, and I'll get my FA06 back over here, get all of that set back up. But for the most part, and then I got all of the acoustics already in here that I need, acoustic treatments, so I'll be moving all of this stuff from this wall because I rearranged my studio. Because first I had my leather couch sitting over there on the other side, and then I have the studio over here. But I took the leather couch, I put it over here. Now I gotta check these, all of my acoustic treatment, put it on that wall. And what I did was I tuned the room. Once I got the desk, I knew the desk was coming, and this gave me such a huge space here. So what I did was I just tuned the room. I just moved everything over here, so now I have a smaller space in between my speakers, and I'll put first reflection there for the speakers, and then I'll put my acoustic treatment here. You see I have my bass traps. So basically I'm set up for a home studio. This is the X controller. You really don't need much when you're using plugins as instruments. However, myself, I'm not using plugins. I'm not using plugins. I'm using equipment. I'm using FA06 and I'm using the NPC, which is a plugin. However, my FA06 is not a plugin. I'm using that. So I have some analog sound. So I'll be grabbing some more preamps. But anyway, this is Ivan the Great, and I'm in the process of getting my home studio together. When I get everything in here, I'll take you guys on a little tour. But it's just a basic tour now, show you what I got. But my whole thing was today, I wanted to show you the new desk. And it is a great desk. And I'm lucky, my home, it actually has hardwood floors. My apartment, it has hardwood floors. So I got hardwood floors already, which you'll find in most studios, so it really works great. But anyway, there's the desk. We'll back up a little bit more so you can actually see it. Put it the long way there. There's the desk. We'll be making all the adjustments on the acoustics, and away we go. So I got my stuff at American Music Supply. You get yours where you want, but I dig American Music Supply. I can make payments on my stuff, and as I get my studio together, as I get new gear, I'll show it to you guys. So remember, when you put that thing together, take your time. It's not hard. Neither piece is hard to put together. But please remember, do not tighten all the screws as you go. Leave all the screws loose until you assemble the whole thing. Then tighten it up. So that is been my review of the on-stage desk. I love it. I love my desk. I think it looks great. And this is the new 2016 color in black. I was fortunate that they had it in stock, so I got the black one because I have a black house, black leather couch, black bed. So this is my home studio. This is a studio apartment, and in my studio apartment, as I just replaced my desk. That's the old one, just a regular old computer desk. Got it outside, out of the house. FedEx delivered this thing today. It's really a gorgeous desk. This is the brand new model of the on-stage V-shaped desk, and I think it's really great. It looks great in my studio. You guys had a chance to see me put the rack together. Now, if you're working strictly inside of Pro Tools, you really don't need a lot of rack stuff. However, when you start recording outboard gear, synthesizers and stuff like that, then you definitely need a rack.